my channel. My name is Yvonne, and in this particular video I briefly want to talk about the African American history. So if you live, of course, in the international community, not the United States, you are basically not well informed about the African American history. And the reason being, African American history is locked up in the United States, in the museums, in academic books that are used in America, in people have written about their biographies out there, their films out there, but all this, and there are institutions that teach African American history. But you have to be in America to have access to all this information. So in this video, I'm just putting it out there that African American history also belongs in the Commonwealth countries. And the reason why African Americans need to go out to the Commonwealth and to the Commonwealth countries, and because these countries, of course, have also institutions, they read books, they have museums, they need to take their history to those institutions, to those countries, and to sell their books also to those countries. There is a lot of misinformation out there about African American history. There's a lot of sort of erasure that appears to be happening in America when it comes to their history. Their history is not, their story has not been told in the diaspora, and the diaspora is global. It's upon African American institutes and the professors there and the people who work there in all these museums, institutions, private people, NAACP, all these black organizations. They need to go out to the Commonwealth countries and take the African American history there. And this, of course, is going to solve the issue of misinformation. It's going to inform people, because not every tribe in Africa participated in the transatlantic trade, slave trade. Not every nation, around the world participated in the transatlantic slave trade. So there are people who completely, they either, if they have heard about the transatlantic slave trade, they don't know the details. And African Americans, it's upon them to go out there and tell the people there that this is what happened to us. And the people who were moved forcibly, they were moved from Africa and taken to America and these other countries, they did not go there willingly, and they survived. And we are the descendants of the people that were forced into this particular situation, which is slavery. And they need to articulate clearly what it is that happened to basically their great-grandparents and everybody who was living under slavery, because they were basically not being treated as human beings. They were being treated as 3/5 or something like that of a human being. So like property, basically. And this is their history. They are living examples that this happened. It was not some sort of work exchange. Slavery is not a work exchange program. People get killed if they try to live. You just don't quit. People were killed for quitting. People were beaten up. They were tortured. Their children were tortured. Their children were killed. They were not allowed to do anything with their life. It was not like they were living in some sort of they were not like expatriates who are living in this tough environment. They were being treated cruelly. There was cruelty there. And it's just, this is their history needs to be taken to these particular nations. And I know this because I read about, I grew up in Africa, and I read about, we did learn about the transatlantic slave trade, but there was nothing about the descendants of the slaves existing. It was like reading about dinosaur, like this happened in this particular place, and that was it. We were not told that African, the people who were taken into slavery and they went to America and all these other countries, their descendants are still alive. So actually, when you come to America, and you don't have that information. It's a major cultural shock when you realize, wait a minute, you mean to tell me transatlantic slave trade was real, and this particular group of people are the descendants of the people who were brought in as slaves, and also you are living amongst the white, the white population, and they are part of that white population. You have descendants of people who bought these slaves. These are descendants of people who bought these slaves. So it's one of those things that when you live in America, it's very shocking. It's very shocking to sort of realize that's what is going on. But with that said, the struggle for justice, civil rights, cultural identity, and black liberation did not just happen in a bubble in America. It's also other people also have struggled with to get justice, civil rights, their cultural identity, and this is a global thing because of colonization, of what happened with colonization. So African Americans need to take a hold of this before you have some random people taking their story and taking it to the Commonwealth and all these other countries, and in particular white people. Before you have white filmmakers, white academics take their story, and influencers take their story and take it to the diaspora and sort of shape the narrative. It's necessary for African Americans to get ahead of this, tell their story, and take their story to their story globally. With that said, I did take some notes. That's why I'm looking on the side. Let me see if I missed anything. And finally, history isn't just the past. Isn't just about talking about the past. History also gives you power. When you understand history and you understand power, history also gives you power. So for African Americans as a community, they need to hold their power by ensuring that if anybody's going to tell our story, it's going to be us. So thank you for watching this far, and I'll see you in the next one.